In the dark waters of the ocean, a giant is hunting, reaching more than 20 meters in length, weighing over 56 tons, and capable of producing sounds as loud as 236 decibels. This is the sperm whale, one of the most extraordinary creatures ever to exist on Earth. But the sperm whale is not the only giant roaming the ocean. Out there, other enormous whales possess their own forms of size, strength, speed, intelligence, and hunting power. So if we put all these ocean giants side by side, is the sperm whale truly the strongest creature in the sea? Or does that title belong to a rival few people would expect? Of all whale species alive today, the sperm whale stands out for one defining reason. It is the largest toothed whale in the world. This feature does not only determine how it feeds, it also shapes its entire body structure, physiology, and role within the deep sea ecosystem. In popular culture, the image of a gigantic and mysterious whale has inspired some of the most famous stories about sea monsters. Most notably, the white whale in the novel Moby Dick. Literature may have exaggerated many details, but there is no denying that the sperm whale is a predator with extraordinary strength, intelligence, and survival capabilities. An adult male sperm whale can grow between 16 and 19 meters long, and in some cases, nearly 20 meters. Its body mass can reach roughly 50 to 56 tons. That enormous size gives it a major advantage over most creatures in the deep ocean. But size alone is not what makes the sperm whale so different. Its head can make up nearly 1/3 of its entire body length, a proportion rarely seen among mammals. Inside this massive structure is the spermaceti organ, which contains tons of liquid wax, along with a complex system of air sacs and connective tissue. Scientists believe this organ is involved in producing and directing sound for echolocation. Sperm whales use short, powerful clicks like a biological sonar system, allowing them to see their surroundings and detect prey in darkness.
Odontocetes often use echolocation to hunt, just like the sperm whale here, using that really loud noise. And it's really helpful because it helps them to locate where their prey is.
These clicks can reach intensities of 230 to 236 decibels, louder than a jet engine. Hunting at great depth requires far more than effective navigation. It also demands a body capable of surviving extreme physical conditions. The sperm whale has evolved a series of adaptations that allow it to do exactly that. Its ribcage can compress during deep dives, helping reduce the risk of pressure-related injury. At the same time, its lungs can partially collapse, limiting the amount of nitrogen that dissolves into the blood. During a deep dive, the sperm whale's heart rate also slows down, conserving energy and directing oxygen toward the most vital organs. These adaptations allow it to descend to depths of more than 2,100 meters, over 7,000 feet, and remain underwater for up to 90 minutes. The sperm whale also possesses one of the most impressive brains ever recorded in any animal. Its brain can weigh up to about 17 pounds. Recent studies show that sperm whales live complex social lives. They communicate through distinctive sequences of sounds known as codas, and different groups can maintain their own unique signal patterns. This suggests that the sperm whale's large brain is not simply a consequence of body size, but may also be linked to complex social behavior. Its enormous head also gives the sperm whale one of the most distinctive silhouettes in the ocean. The skull is not only large, it extends forward, forming a massive structure that resembles a biological battering ram. In direct collisions, this head could function as a powerful impact weapon. Combined with a body weighing dozens of tons and an exceptionally strong tail, the sperm whale is capable of generating tremendous force in the water. Its tail is not only the main source of propulsion while swimming, it can also become a dangerous weapon, powerful enough to cause serious injury to many marine animals with a single strike. When all these traits come together, the portrait of this giant predator becomes clear. The sperm whale possesses a rare combination of adaptations: enormous size, a highly developed brain, sound-based navigation, exceptional diving ability, and an active hunting strategy. Each trait alone may not be enough to place it above every other whale, but when combined in a single body, they create one of the most specialized predatory mammals ever to evolve in the marine world. And that is where the question becomes truly interesting, especially when the sperm whale is compared with the other giants of the ocean. If the sperm whale represents the strength of a deep-sea hunter, the humpback whale shows a completely different evolutionary path. It does not possess massive predatory teeth or a deep-sea echolocation system like the sperm whale. Instead, the humpback whale's strength lies in its ability to control an enormous body with remarkable power and precision in water. An adult humpback whale can reach about 16 meters in length and weigh more than 30 tons. It is one of the largest animals still living on Earth, but what makes it so impressive is not just its size, it is the way that size is built and controlled. Humpback whales have powerful muscles running along the base of the tail and through the flukes. These large muscle groups act like the whale's main engine, converting chemical energy from food into thrust that drives the entire body through seawater. At a scale of dozens of tons, even a small increase in speed requires an enormous amount of mechanical work. The clearest result of this body design is the humpback whale's ability to launch itself completely out of the water, a behavior known as breaching. To do this, the whale must accelerate from below the surface using a series of powerful tail strokes. It has to generate enough thrust to overcome both gravity and the inertia of its own massive body. That is why many biologists consider a breaching humpback whale one of the most spectacular sights in the animal world. But the tail is not used only for movement. It also serves as an effective defensive tool. The humpback's broad flukes, with their large surface area, can deliver an extremely powerful strike. Some estimates describe these blows as reaching up to dozens of tons of force. Observations show that humpback whales often use their tails to drive away or block predators such as killer whales, especially when defending their calves. For this reason, even though the humpback whale is not an active predator, it still possesses physical tools strong enough to make many opponents hesitate. However, the biological nature of the humpback whale is very different from that of the sperm whale. Humpbacks are baleen whales. They feed by filtering small organisms such as krill and schooling fish from the water. So if we judge strength purely by the mechanical power of the tail, the humpback whale is among the most impressive whales alive today. But when the criteria expand to hunting ability and danger in direct confrontations, the advantage shifts back toward the sperm whale. This shows that the same word, strength, can take many different forms in nature. Not every form of strength in nature is designed for hunting. In some animals, strength exists mainly as a tool for survival when danger appears. The grey whale is a clear example of that strategy. For most of their lives, grey whales are relatively calm animals. They are known for long migrations that can stretch across thousands of kilometers, and in some places, they may even approach boats or humans. But behind that calm exterior is a body built for powerful defensive reactions when necessary. An adult grey whale usually reaches about 15 meters in length and can weigh up to 40 tons. Although it is several meters shorter than a large male sperm whale, its body is muscular, compact, and solid. This body plan is linked to the grey whale's unusual feeding style. Unlike whales that feed in the middle layers of the ocean or near the surface, grey whales often feed close to the seafloor. They turn up sediment and filter small organisms living in mud and sand. This behavior requires a stable and durable body, one that can handle frequent contact with the bottom environment. Over evolutionary time, this lifestyle helped shape a whale with considerable muscle density and the ability to generate strong bursts of force. That defensive strength made the grey whale famous in the history of whaling. Since the 19th century, many whalers referred to it as the devilfish. The name came from the whale's fierce reaction when attacked. Historical accounts describe grey whales struck by harpoons that continued to charge toward boats, using their full body weight to ram or overturn small vessels. Many researchers regard the grey whale as one of the whale species with the strongest defensive responses when threatened.
But of course, the female would defend the calf from the whalers, and they would smack boats down and break them apart. And that's why the whalers gave them that nickname of devilfish.
But this evolutionary strategy also comes with limits. The grey whale is a filter feeder. It is not built to chase, seize, or overpower large prey. Most of its strength is directed toward long-distance travel, bottom feeding, and defense. In a direct comparison with the sperm whale would likely have the advantage. Its weight is carried in a more predatory body plan. Its massive head could act as a powerful ramming structure, and its jaws are armed with large teeth designed for seizing prey. The grey whale is tough, but the sperm whale is built around active predation. Still, the humpback whale and the grey whale share one important trait. Much of their strength comes from muscle and mass. The next rival follows a very different path. Instead of maximizing bulk or defensive toughness, this whale sacrifices some of that heavy build for something rarely seen in animals of such enormous size: speed. In the world of giant animals, greater size usually means greater limits on speed. The fin whale is a remarkable exception. Although it is the second largest animal known to have lived on Earth, it can still move through the ocean at impressive speeds. An adult fin whale can grow up to 27 meters long and weigh around 72 tons. But this enormous mass is not arranged in the same bulky form seen in the sperm whale. Instead, the fin whale has a long, narrow, streamlined body that tapers toward the tail. Marine biologists believe this shape helps reduce drag as the whale moves through water. As a result, the fin whale can maintain high speeds with a more efficient use of energy. The result is a level of movement that seems almost unbelievable for an animal weighing more than 70 tons. Fin whales can maintain fast cruising speeds over long distances and can reach bursts of around 46 kilometers per hour when necessary. That number may not seem extraordinary when compared with smaller predatory fish, But for an animal of this size, it is remarkable. This is why the fin whale has long been known as the greyhound of the sea. What makes this even more interesting is that speed requires trade-offs. Compared with the sperm whale, the fin whale's body is less heavily built, and its head is not designed for powerful impacts. Its biology is mainly optimized for efficient movement and for exploiting enormous food resources from plankton and small schooling organisms. This shows that evolution often forces animals to choose priorities within the limits of available energy. Placed beside the sperm whale, the difference between the two evolutionary strategies becomes clear. If we judge only by total physical mass, the fin whale may seem to have the upper hand because it is much larger and can weigh up to 72 tons. But if we consider strength in a direct confrontation relative to body weight, what is sometimes called pound-for-pound strength, the advantage shifts toward the sperm whale. The sperm whale's muscular body, active predatory instincts, and toothed jaws give it a clear advantage in a close encounter. Even so, if the comparison is limited to overall size and raw physical mass, the fin whale still outweighs and physically exceeds the sperm whale. And yet, even the fin whale is not the final limit of size in the history of life on Earth. Evolution has raised one of the most fascinating questions in biology. How large can an animal become? Today, the answer is most likely swimming through the ocean in the form of the blue whale. The blue whale is the largest creature ever known to have existed on Earth. A mature blue whale can reach about 30 meters in length and weigh more than 170 tons. The larger a body becomes, the more energy it requires. The heavier it becomes, the harder the circulatory system must work to move oxygen and nutrients through every part of that body. On land, gravity places severe limits on how large an animal can grow. But in water, buoyancy supports much of the body's weight. That physical condition opened the door for whales to reach sizes almost impossible for land animals. The blue whale is a baleen whale, and it feeds mainly on small crustaceans such as krill. Instead of hunting large prey, it takes advantage of one of the ocean's most abundant food sources. It engulfs enormous volumes of water, then filters out tiny animals using its baleen plates. This feeding strategy allows the blue whale to maintain a body mass close to the upper limit for a mammal. Its size creates the blue whale's most distinctive form of strength, the strength of absolute mass. Anatomical studies show that the muscles running along a blue whale's body can be dozens of centimeters thick in many areas. Its tongue alone can weigh as much as an Asian elephant. For this reason, a healthy adult blue whale is often viewed as one of the most difficult animals in nature to attack successfully. Its size alone acts as a powerful defense mechanism. This creates the clearest contrast with the sperm whale. If strength is understood as pure physical mass and the ability to absorb impact, the blue whale stands far above the sperm whale. Its enormous body and muscle mass would make many attacks ineffective. Against an animal this large, the sperm whale's usual advantages would be greatly reduced. But maximum size does not always mean dominance in every category. And that leads us to the final rival, a whale much smaller than all the giants before it, but also one of the most effective predators ever to evolve in the ocean. If we looked only at body size, the killer whale would hardly seem to belong in this comparison. An adult male killer whale is usually only about 8 meters long and weighs around 5 to 6 tons. That makes it far smaller than the sperm whale, the fin whale, or the blue whale. In any ranking based purely on length or mass, the killer whale would fall behind very quickly. But evolution does not create strength through size alone. Sometimes, it chooses another strategy: intelligence, communication, speed, and coordination. What makes the killer whale extraordinary is not just the power of one individual. It is the way an entire pod can operate as a coordinated hunting unit. Behavioral studies show that many killer whale populations have distinct hunting techniques passed from one generation to the next. Individuals communicate through sound, adjust their positions, and divide roles during a hunt. A pod of killer whales can function almost like a single organized system. In the open ocean, that is a powerful advantage. Killer whales also possess impressive speed. They can reach speeds of around 56 kilometers per hour, making them much faster than most giant whale species. Their strong jaws and large conical teeth help secure their place as apex predators. Some estimates suggest that an orca's bite force may reach around 19,000 pounds per square inch. These advantages allow orcas to carry out hunts that seem impossible at first glance. Field observations show that killer whale pods may target young sperm whales or female sperm whales when the opportunity arises. Instead of launching a direct frontal attack, they use numbers, coordination, and repeated strikes. Their goal is often to reach the fat-rich liver, an extremely valuable source of energy. But this is also where the limits of the pack strategy appear. When the opponent is a fully grown male sperm whale weighing up to about 56 tons, the situation changes completely. An adult male sperm whale has a gigantic head, thick layers of muscle, and a tail capable of producing enormous force. In a direct confrontation, it does not need to chase every individual orca. A strike from its massive head, or even a collision with its body, could pose a serious risk of injury to an attacker. So the encounter between the sperm whale and the killer whale is not simply a contest between two animals. It is a meeting between two evolutionary strategies. One invests in the size and strength of the individual. The other invests in intelligence, speed, and the effectiveness of the group. Neither strategy is superior in every situation. The outcome depends on the number of animals involved, the age and condition of the target, and the environmental conditions at the moment of interaction. After placing 6 whale species side by side, a paradox begins to appear. The harder we try to identify one absolute champion, the more blurred the idea of strength becomes. The blue whale has the greatest mass. The fin whale has exceptional speed. The killer whale dominates through coordination and tactics. The humpback whale shows explosive muscular power. The grey whale represents defensive toughness. Meanwhile, the sperm whale combines several rare forms of strength in one body. This suggests that the real question may not be which species is the strongest, but how we define strength in the first place. If strength means pure physical size, the answer is almost impossible to dispute. The blue whale stands above all others. With a body mass that can exceed 170 tons, it is the largest creature ever known in Earth's history. If the criteria shift toward movement, the answer changes. In the ocean, speed is not just about traveling quickly. It can help conserve energy during migration and allow an animal to respond to environmental changes. From that perspective, the fin whale represents another kind of power, the power of speed. If strength is judged by hunting efficiency and the ability to control prey through tactics, the killer whale rises to the top. It is not the largest whale, and individually, it is not the strongest. But by combining speed, intelligence, communication, and group coordination, it turns the entire pod into a highly effective predatory system. Nature shows us that collective intelligence can compensate for the limits of body size. So when we return to the original question, is the sperm whale the strongest creature in the ocean? The answer must be placed in the right context. The sperm whale is not the largest animal, it is not the fastest, and it does not hunt with the same level of group coordination seen in killer whales. But what makes the sperm whale stand out is the convergence of many different forms of strength in a single body. Very few animals combine enormous size, the largest brain in the animal kingdom, active predation, deep diving ability, echolocation, and the capacity to hunt in total darkness. Each trait alone may not place the sperm whale at the top of a specific ranking, but together they create one of the most remarkable predators in the history of marine evolution. Even more importantly, these traits do not operate separately. They support one another. The sperm whale's body allows it to dive. Its oxygen management allows it to remain underwater. Its echolocation allows it to hunt in darkness. Its brain supports complex communication and social behavior. Its size and strength give it the power to survive in a world where pressure, darkness, and scarcity define the environment. When these elements are combined, the sperm whale becomes one of the clearest examples of how evolution does not always optimize a single trait. More often, it builds balanced systems that solve many problems at once. So the final conclusion may be simpler than the original question. In nature, there is no single whale species that is the strongest by every possible measure. But if we narrow the comparison to an individual toothed predator, one that can dive to extreme depths, hunt large prey in darkness, and survive in some of the harshest environments in the ocean, the sperm whale still holds a position with almost no direct rival. And that gives us a broader way to understand strength itself, not as one fixed quality, but as many different solutions shaped by evolution. This comparison reveals one important truth. In nature, strength has no single definition. Each whale represents a different evolutionary path, shaped by the pressures of its own environment. Among them, the sperm whale holds a special place. It is not the largest whale, it is not the fastest, but it brings together a rare set of abilities in one body: size, intelligence, endurance, echolocation, deep diving power, and active predation. That combination has turned the sperm whale into one of the great monsters of the ocean. Perhaps then, the real question is not which whale is the strongest. The more interesting question is this: how many different ways has evolution found to make a living creature powerful? And every whale in this video is a different answer to that question. So which candidate impressed you the most in this contest? Leave your comment below. And if you enjoy scientific journeys like this, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more episodes. Because beneath the vast surface of the ocean, countless creatures, biological mechanisms, and evolutionary mysteries are still waiting to be revealed.